Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now. I know a lot of you have been following the NFL offseason closely, and if you're a Commanders fan, you've probably heard the latest rumors swirling around. There's a buzz that's been growing louder day by day, and it's all about a potential blockbuster trade involving one of the league's most explosive offensive players, Christian McCaffrey. Now hold on, I know what you're thinking. Is this really happening? Will the 49ers actually trade away McCaffrey? Well, the rumors are out there, and if there's a team that could make a move, that's the Washington Commanders. And trust me, this could be a game changer, not just for the division, but for the entire NFC landscape. Let's rewind a bit and analyze what's been happening with the San Francisco 49ers lately. For years, the Niners have been a powerhouse in the NFC West, a team that's always considered a legitimate Super Bowl contender. But the 2024 season was a different story. It was a year of struggles, injuries, and setbacks. They finished with a disappointing 6-11 record, a stark contrast to their usual dominance. And if you look at the roster and recent performances, it's clear that the 49ers are facing some critical questions about their future. The aging of some key players, injuries, and perhaps a shift in team dynamics has led to speculation that the front office might be considering a rebuild. And when you think about a rebuild, it's not just about tanking or losing games, it's about retooling, reimagining the roster, and sometimes making bold moves to accelerate the process. Christian McCaffrey, at 29 years old, is still one of the most dynamic offensive weapons in the league. When healthy, he's a game changer. Last season, McCaffrey ran for 459 yards and scored 14 rushing touchdowns, not to forget his 83 receptions for 564 yards. That kind of production is rare, and it's what makes him such a valuable asset for any team looking to elevate their offense. But the catch here is, injuries have been a concern. Over his career, McCaffrey has battled some setbacks, and that's where the debate about his age and durability comes into play. However, if he stays healthy, he can be a difference maker, especially in an offense that has been searching for consistency and explosive plays since the departure of Deebo Samuel. Now, speaking of Deebo Samuel, he's no longer with the 49ers. The team traded him away this offseason, signaling perhaps a shift in their strategy, moving away from some of their high-risk, high-reward players and focusing on younger talent or draft picks. Brandon Ayuk, after finally getting an extension, suffered a torn ACL and MCL last season. That's a tough blow, no doubt, but it's also a sign that the 49ers might be looking ahead to the future, stockpiling draft capital, and reevaluating their core. And that's where the idea of trading McCaffrey comes into play. Yes, it might seem surprising at first, trading one of their star players, but if the franchise is considering a rebuild, moving McCaffrey could make perfect sense. Here's what the hypothetical trade looks like. The Washington Commanders would receive Christian McCaffrey, and in return, the 49ers would get a package of draft picks, a third-round pick in 2026, a fifth-round pick in 2026, and a fourth-round pick in 2027. When you look at this trade, it's a pretty balanced deal. The Commanders get one of the league's most versatile offensive weapons, someone who can do it all: run, catch, create mismatches. Meanwhile, the 49ers get valuable draft capital that could help them rebuild more quickly, especially if they decide to go into a full rebuild mode. It's a move that makes a lot of sense, especially considering McCaffrey's age and injury history. If he manages to stay healthy, he could be the spark that transforms Washington's offense into a top-tier unit. Imagine him lining up next to a young quarterback like Jaden Daniels, who is just entering his rookie season, but has shown flashes of brilliance. McCaffrey's ability to catch passes out of the backfield, run between the tackles, and create big plays, the Commanders' offense would become much more dynamic and unpredictable. And let's not forget the strategic implications here. The Commanders, led by head coach Ron Rivera, have been quietly building a solid roster, and they're in a prime position to take advantage of this window. With Jaden Daniels on his rookie deal, they have the flexibility to bring in veteran weapons and build around him. The addition of McCaffrey would give them a true offensive catalyst, someone who can carry the ball, catch passes, and be the focal point of their attack. It's exactly the kind of move that can elevate a team from good to great, especially in a division that's competitive but not invincible. Looking at the current odds, the NFC East is shaping up to be an even more intriguing division. The Commanders are already on the rise, and with a move like this, they could leapfrog some of their rivals. FanDuel odds have the Commanders at plus 1,900 to win the Super Bowl, just slightly behind the 49ers who are at plus 2,000. It's a close race, and adding someone like McCaffrey could tip the scales in Washington's favor, considering the team's current roster with Brian Robinson Jr. As the starting running back, the addition of McCaffrey would be a significant upgrade. It would turn their offense into a nightmare for defenses, blending power, speed, and versatility. The last time we saw McCaffrey at full strength was in 2023, and he was absolutely phenomenal. He ran for nearly 460 yards and scored 14 rushing touchdowns, while also catching 83 passes for over 560 yards. That kind of production is rare, and it shows just how impactful he can be when healthy. For the Commanders, that would mean a massive upgrade in the backfield, making their offense much more explosive and difficult to defend. And with the current odds, it's not out of the realm of possibility that Washington could push even higher, especially if they add a player of McCaffrey's caliber. Of course, there's no official confirmation yet that the 49ers are planning to trade McCaffrey. These are just rumors, and NFL teams are always exploring options, especially when they're in a rebuilding phase. But the rationale behind such a move is compelling. The 49ers could be looking to cut costs, free up cap space, or simply rebuild with younger talent. And for the Commanders, this could be the kind of move that puts them squarely in playoff contention and maybe even Super Bowl conversation in the upcoming seasons. Imagine the impact McCaffrey could have on the team's offense. His ability to run between the tackles, catch out of the backfield, and make big plays in clutch moments is unmatched. Pairing him with Jaden Daniels, who's still developing but has shown promise, could be the perfect recipe for offensive success. The Commanders have been building steadily, and now, with a piece like McCaffrey, they could be on the brink of something special. In conclusion, while nothing has been officially announced, the scenario makes a lot of sense for both sides. The 49ers could be looking to reset, trading away some of their aging stars or players with injury concerns, and focus on the future. The Commanders, on the other hand, have a genuine opportunity to accelerate their rebuild with a proven star. It's a move that could define the NFC East for years to come. So fans, keep your eyes peeled, because this story isn't over yet, and it could develop into one of the biggest trades in recent NFL history. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you think the Commanders should pull the trigger and go after Christian McCaffrey? How would you envision this move impacting the team's chances this season and beyond? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the future of the Washington Commanders. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more news, and more insights into the NFL and your beloved team. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep the Washington Commanders' spirit alive and thriving.